Well, finally the moment has come. Balaji Tele has been waiting for launch of ALT Balaji for almost over a year, and now on 16th of April it will be launched. We of course have Ekta and Samir along with us. Thank you both of you for joining us. Ekta, you have given so many serials to Indian television industry. Tell us about you. Tell us about your journey. Tell us about, if I remember correctly, you started Balaji from your father's garage, right?
Yep, that's where we started our journey.
And you have seen lots of ups and downs, and I think you are the only one in this entire industry, as a woman who has made everything on your own.
I think as a woman, I've made whatever I have because I'm a woman. I think it's a lot of advantages being a woman, especially because you learn combat from very young. You learn how to take on an adversary or a situation and combat it well. On the other hand, I also think that the journey has been interesting because of the ups and downs. Every down has been a huge learning. Every time I've had the market change, every time I've seen the viewership change, because even the market is same, the viewers are the same, but at any point of time a new medium has come in. So the medium you supply content to has become redundant for certain kind of entertainment, for certain kind of people, or the market sizing has changed, wherein now TV is penetrating and you have a whole new audience coming in to watch TV, and an audience which is getting slightly not tired, but there's been a certain amount of fatigue. So adaptability has been the biggest learning, that you have to understand your viewer, and creativity is nothing but actually adapting.
Do you feel satisfied with where Balaji is today?
Satisfaction is a very big word. I'm a satisfied person in a lot of ways, but I think my hunger never dies. So I'm always hungry. I think Balaji as a company is a hungry company. We 4 years ago were a company which was doing 2 television shows after doing almost 27 at one time. Came back to producing 10 last year. But as you see, as a model, it's not a direct to customer, because of which we never really get the upside, even we get the ratings. So for the first time, I think Balaji is ready to present to the world, use its brand value, use its absolute recall worldwide, and actually go out to the viewer itself.
Well, content is the biggest, USP for Balaji. Tell us about ALT Balaji. How is it different from, if I use Netflix, Voot, and there are so many other,
So I'm actually thinking that if we go out there and say we are competing with Netflix, we're making a big fool of ourselves. Because honestly, you make $1 million show and you make a show, of course it can't be $1 million. They pump in about more than 400, 500 million for television content which they put on their app. But that's in English speaking, a sensibility that's a little different. There's a lot of sensibility between, like I say, Narcos and Nagin, which is the world we're going to cater to. Nagin is exactly folklore, mass entertaining for the absolute rural mass. City audiences may watch it because of the lack of having anything else to watch. At the same time, there are lots of Indians who don't want to watch American programming. So what we do is we're going to be creating content for the probably viewer who could watch a Netflix show, could watch a Nagin, but actually is a huge audience that is being ignored because TV has moved so mass, and there's an audience which is so cool that the urban household is being missed out.
But do you think that even fight with all these big pockets? Because what we understand is that the distill is the game of big boys, deep pockets, and who can burn their money and all.
Absolutely, you need
with
deep
150, 200 crores, what you guys have taken from the provincial allotment, is that enough capital?
Absolutely not. But it's enough capital to catch the eye. So like I say, actually the amount of content you need to actually make a difference, you have to hold on, you need more money, which is of course what we have to do later, raise more. But the actual game has never been money. If that was the case, you wouldn't own 70% of the market. There have been production set up by all the big boys in India, and they haven't taken over from all. In fact, if you have your competition as far as content creation in India, none of the big boys or the Indian arms have been able to create content. They've only survived because they've been the platforms, and platforms with deep pockets to do distribution. This medium does not require deep pockets for distribution. And content is actually going to be the only deciding factor. So are you seeing the change in the thought? Because eventually, if you don't need that distribution muscle, what you need is marketing and you need content. Who are the people who made content in India and with a brand recall? If you go to an Indian in America or in any other part, in movies is Dharma or Yashraj, and it's TV Balaji.
Yes.
And if you see the kind of shows being consumed on the net has been ours.
So it could be said as a Desi Netflix, right?
We would not, because the Desi Netflix will have to get a little local and be called local Balaji.
Okay, I'll come to Sameer. Okay, now I really want to talk about numbers with you. Okay, so people want to know, as the analysts on the street, with ALT Balaji, what are you targeting? EBITDA break-even by when, number of subscribers, ARPUs and all.
Currently, the way we are approaching it, we launched now April 16th. We're looking at a break-even in about 3.5 years. We're looking at a break-even number of between 4 and 5 million subscribers. We've priced the app really competitively. We are operating at, by that time, we'll be at between an ARPU of between 60 to 90 rupees per month as a blended average. We are going to be available globally, so that's India and all the Indians abroad. That's the sort of broad play of going for these numbers.
So 4-5 million subscribers, 60 to 90 rupees ARPUs, meaning that you can generate a sales of anywhere between
300 to 400 crores, maybe a little more.
That means your sales, what you do right now, could double.
Oh, of course.
In the next 3-4 years.
Of course, that's the whole plan. See, because when you look at Balaji as a company, the TV business does really well currently, but it's a cost-plus model. That's the model that the TV business is. This business, we create the content, we get it created for us, we own the platform, we own the customer, and the delta for this, I'm saying 4 to 5 million by 2020. It could be 10 to 20 million by 2020, because that delta is really, how well the content works.
So even I assume 4 to 5 million, okay, keeping it on conservative side, what margins can we expect in this business?
See, the margin in the business is the absolute cost of content creation, while it will keep growing because we'll create more and more content and we'll be more ambitious in the content creation.
So we start with what, 5 episodes?
We start with 5 shows of 10 to 12 episodes.
About 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, and that will scale up to?
And that will go up to, in the year, we'll do about 32 shows of 10 to 12, 15 episodes per show. So that's like about 250 to 300 hours of original content. We are also creating kids content, some original kids content. So there's a lot of offering. And it's unique, it's exclusive, it's premium, and it's not available anywhere else.
So, sorry, I just want to, so you're saying that 350 to 400 crore sales could be generated by ALT Balaji in the next 3 to 4 years with margins of what, 20
in the 4th year, in the not year. Overall. Okay. Yeah, in the 4th year.
With margins of 20-25%.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised, why do other big OTT platforms, okay, Hotstar, I've just read about it, okay, they're still making EBITDA losses, right? And they have deep pockets and everything, and they have number of subscribers which is
huge.
It's a free app.
It's not in my place to comment, but Hotstar is a free app. It's an advertising supported model. It is essentially mirror and catch up of the Star TV content, and the IPL is the big play. So, I mean, their model is dependent on advertising. It's an advertising model. It's not a subscription model.
So, the number of subscribers, what you mentioned, is not only limited to India, right?
No, obviously not.
It's a global market.
It's a global. And what could be the percentage you guys are eyeing in terms of India and overseas?
I think about an 80-20 split. Actually, Balaji, over the last 20 years, with all the TV content that's been created, is an extremely popular brand. Which is why when we were setting up the app, we wanted it to be called ALT Balaji. So, it's an immediate recognition. And Ekta and all her programs are extremely popular all over the world.
So I'm sure they pay much more than what you guys are estimating.
So as we're concerned, the big game, so 25% is a margin we look at. But tomorrow, if you go out and do 10 million subscribers, your margins will become 500.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is you have to make a business proposal on the margins. But the fact of the matter is, I have seen that with content. Basically, our average of about 8 to 10 shows, we've always had about a 65% success rate, which is unheard of in a channel. So if you put all the GRP of all the shows of Balaji in one channel, you would be the #1 channel.
What is the kind of difference in terms of ARPUs in international markets and Indian markets?
International markets will be about $3. So
3 times.
3 times, yeah.
So 3 times easy.
Though we are being told that it's very low priced even for international markets, because international markets $8 to $10 is what you get for a TV service. So to that extent, it's competitively priced.
And for the kind of shows that probably work much more for them.
Oh, lovely. There are many more questions. We'll come just after the break, okay? And many more things to catch with both of them.